It just gives me a sense of joy to be back on campus. And I have very good memories of all my days here at the school. It worked for here.
Times may have changed, but the memories are still fresh for Paula Green-Michaud and her cousin Larry Ferguson. Both attended what used to be Buda High School. Today, it is Buda Elementary.
I mean, I remember going to school here, and everybody knew you by a first name basis, you know, and you knew every teacher, and if you did something wrong, your parents knew it, and after you got paddled at school, you got paddled at home. And that's kind of the way it was.
Built in 1929, this historic campus replaced the old Buda High School after it was destroyed in a fire.
And when I started the school in 1956. I was 5 years old, and my parents paid for me to start first grade here. They actually paid because my birthday was on the 12th, and in order to qualify as a student here, you had to be born on or before the 1st of September, so my parents paid for me.
The campus served as a high school, junior high, and elementary.
The building in front of us is going to be our elementary school. We had classes grades 1, 2, and 3 in this classroom. It was not closed in on the end. It was open area, and there were swings on the end.
This tree has great significance. And you see how the bark is almost white in through there?
Yeah.
We would bring the erasers out, and the teachers would let us pound the erasers on this to get the chalk dust out of it.
This L-shaped building was the junior high.
That building is the junior high school building.
This whole building?
This whole building. The end portion was not there when I was in school. That is a newly built portion. But we went to right there.
So everything ended right here?
The 8th grade, yes.
So this building was not here?
No. And you can see it's made of a different material.
Here's a look at the original cafeteria, which later burned down. The main building was the high school.
This is room 311 was our business classes.
And that's now the office?
It's now the office, yes, sir.
And this picture was taken outside the current principal's office. At the heart of campus was the auditorium, which is now the Kunkel Room. It has changed quite a bit from back in the day.
There was a wooden floor. The floor slanted. There were stairs in the very center of the stage. There was a very heavy maroon curtain. Anytime there was any big deal occurred here, if the teachers needed to talk to the entire school for whatever reason, we came to the auditorium.
Some of the conveniences we take for granted today would have been perks back then.
There was never any air conditioning, and nobody suffered because we didn't know any better. Back then we had fans.
Teachers were also allowed to take a more hands-on approach when it came to discipline. Larry says his science teacher made sure no one was sleeping in class.
And if he caught you putting your head down and sleeping or not paying attention, he loved to dust you.
And what does dusting mean?
He always had an eraser or two with him, and it would go sailing. And the boy in front of my cousin ducked, and it hit her right in the face. Pow! The building over here that we're looking at to the far right was the old bus barn. To the right, the double door area. When I was in school in '67, from '64 through '67 was our actual high school dressing room area, and that was the dressing room for us to get dressed for football practice. Bob Shelton was our coach, and Bob was a great believer in explosion. There was 99 steps going down this hillside, and we would run the steps 10 times every day. We would hop them like a rabbit 5 times every day, and then we would find somebody our size and be required to carry them up the hill 5 times every day.
The nearby gymnasium was moved to campus from Camp Swift in Bastrop, where it served as an airplane hangar. Every summer, the city had a fireman's ball here.
And they'd have a dance, and it was like a sock hop, but everybody from the community and everybody would support the fire department.
Larry graduated from Buda High in 1967. He says at the time, school activities played a major role in Buda.
On Friday evenings, we'd have the pep rally, and somebody could have robbed the bank because everybody was here for the pep rally to encourage the boys to play hard and try to win a football game.
Paula graduated in 1968 as valedictorian of her class. By the way, some 40 years earlier, Paula's mother graduated as valedictorian of the 1927 Buda High School graduating class. 1968 was a bittersweet year. Paula was a member of the very last class of Buda High School. That's because on May 6, 1967, the Buda, Kyle, and Wimberley districts were consolidated into the Hays Consolidated Independent School District.
The spring of 1968, when we graduated, that was the end of Buda High School per se. And the new school began in 1968, the fall of 68. That became Hays, everything was Hays High School.
The school was used as the junior high after the consolidation, and the high school students attended classes in Kyle.
Today, things have come full circle with another change on the horizon. A new Buda Elementary campus is being constructed and will open in 2019. The big question, what happens to this school?
Hays CISD officials say they plan to keep the historic portion of the campus intact, and they will seek the public's help for ideas on how to use the school. Both Paula and Larry would love to see the school's history on display.
You know, I think some type of a museum, some type of a historical monument to the people that made this place a fine place.
Museum or something very nice here, because there are a lot of memories that need to be preserved. This is a very, very special place, and to us it's almost a sacred place.